right, we're live. What's up, everyone? So here, we're going to be talking a little bit about why you got to appreciate everything you have in life. No matter what it is, good, bad, happy, sad, doesn't matter. You got to appreciate everyone that comes into your life. And that's in the world. Doesn't matter if they're good people, they're bad people, if they're people that want to tear you down or help you out or whatever. And we got to even go further. We got to go further than that. We got to accept that we are responsible for everything we have in our lives. Everything, anything that happens in our life. Anyone that comes into our life and interacts with us the way they do is our responsibility because we attracted that into our lives. And while I'm not old, right? I'm not an old man. I'm not going to say my age because, might leave that for a later time, but I'll say that I'm in my 30s. So, I still got a bit of time ahead of me. And at this point, I've experienced enough life, and I've been able to connect everything together, right? I'm able to kind of pinpoint why did that happen in my life? Why did this happen in my life? Why did these people come into my life and treat me the way they did? And I look back and think, oh yeah, that's right. About a few years ago, I was in this state of mind. I had these ideas in my head. Or maybe it could have just been a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, I was having these ideas in my head. And they came to fruition. Things don't happen right away. So that's why it can be hard to figure out what causes what. And we have to look at it holistically. Because our life is a sum of the whole universe. The entire universe is reflected in us. We're the microcosm to the macrocosm. And that saying. And we got to go, I'm going to say that we should go even further. We should say that, this is our life. This is the life that we brought upon ourselves. And it's our responsibility. And not only that, we deserve all of it. We really do. Because to say that we don't deserve it is to say that we're not in control of our lives. You got to take responsibility for everything, or you got to accept that you have no control over your life. That anything that happens in your life is outside of your control. It's just happenstance. And I'm not here to discredit that. I'm not here to say that, whatever happens in your life isn't your fault. There's a difference between fault and responsibility. If someone comes up to me, or they come to my property and they damage my property. They damage my car, they damage my home, they damage whatever, they steal my money. Is it their fault? Yeah, probably. I don't know their whole life story. I don't know everything about them. But I can say that it is my responsibility. And that goes the same for every single person out there. Everything that happens in our life is our responsibility. And, whatever happens in our life, we can choose whether to decide it's a good thing or a bad thing. We can choose as to whether we want to appreciate what we have in our lives, good or bad. Right? I have my problems, and I had my problems in the past. And, I made a lot of mistakes in the past, right? I decided I don't like this. I don't want this part of my life. I want to get rid of it. I don't like it. right? Or I say, I hate myself. Like, I hate the way I am. I hate this part of my life. It's no good. It hasn't brought any good to my life. It hasn't done anything useful for my life. It hasn't brought any benefit to my life. And that kind of mindset perpetuated itself. I talked about this in a previous video. I think so. I don't remember. But that's the thing, is that we have to appreciate everything that happens in our life. Anyone we meet and anyone that treats us the way they did, or treats us the way they do currently, we have to appreciate it. We have to say, hey, you know what? It's an experience, and it's happening, and it's here for us to learn. And I think, I'm not sure if we talked about what we identify with. If we identify with our struggles, with the things in life that we don't want, then we're going to get more of that. I see a lot of people with tattoos, and I ask them, what's that tattoo about? And it's like, oh, it's about, the problems that I had in my life. It's about, loved ones that died. It's about, my mental health. I'm like, dude, you have that. You should have things that reflect the good parts of your life. And same thing with music. I ask, why are you listening to this music? I sometimes even ask myself that, why the hell am I listening to this music? And I was like, oh, it's because, I'm feeling sad. Or it's because, I had a really bad experience in my life, and I can relate to this. I can identify with this. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to identify with it. You want to identify with what you want in your life. Hey, if you want, sadness and misery in your life, if you want, bad people to come into your life and hurt you and turn your life upside down, if you want bad situations to come into your life, okay, then I guess, yeah, you can keep doing that. But it's ultimately our choice. Right? And I think, I don't know if we did talk about that yet, about what you identify with that's who we are, and that's who we become. Because we're the sum of all of our thoughts, of all of our emotions, mindsets, ideas. We are the microcosm to the macrocosm. We're the sum of the whole universe in us. Because without a certain part of the universe, if, say, the sun disappeared, or the moon disappeared, or even one little atom way out there in the universe, some galaxy, 100 million light years away, if one little atom there disappeared, wasn't there, for the duration of time, if, say, I don't know, we had a time machine and we went back and we just cut one little blade of grass, the whole future can be different. Everything can be different. And so we have to appreciate that. We have to accept that we're a part of the universe and the universe is a part of us. So once we accept that, and once you get that, you have that empowering belief, you're going to have more power in your life. You're going to attract events that reflect your empowering mindset. That's all you can do. Either that or, be negative. Give up. Say, you know what, it's not my responsibility. It's not, I have no control over my life. You can choose that. And okay, you have no control over your life. You just get what you get. Right? Whatever happens to you is what you get. And I've seen that a lot. I've lived long enough to see that the people that just kind of accept whatever they're given. You know, whether they're given good or bad things. I know people that come from super rich families that end up, you know, not so well. I know people that were very, very good looking when they were younger. You know, they were good looking. Like, they're just, you know, they came from the deep end of the gene pool. And, you know, they got what they wanted, but they kind of just accepted whatever was given to them. You know, or they started being negative. You know, as soon as one little negative thing came into their life, they just, you know, they collapsed under the pressure. And, you know, that's another mistake I made when I was younger. When I was younger, I believed that, you know, whatever we have in life is simply the result of whatever we're given. Good or bad, right? If, you know, we come from a rich family, you know, we come from, you know, whatever genetic lineage we come from, that's going to dictate our life. But, you know, you learn that it's really not the case. I mean, all the time I see people that have just defied the odds, thinking like, how did this person get there? How did they get the results that they got? Doesn't make any sense. When I look back, I'm like, oh no, it's because of their mindset. And I look at my life, and I look at every situation that's happened to me, everything that's happened in my life was ultimately down to my mindset. Really is. Really is. The things I attract in my life were the result of my mindset. That's about it for now. See you till next time.